Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life. Oh, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Crusin Classics Next Gen Series here in the Goat Locker Racing League. I'm Eddie Smith. Glad to have y'all here tonight on a beautiful, chilly November evening as we're getting ready to take on Richmond here in the Goat Locker Crusin Classics Next Gen Series, and we are getting down towards the playoffs here tonight. Just a few races left to go, and it's been a fantastic season. And look here, just 3 races remaining in the schedule. 150 laps here at Richmond tonight. We take on Vegas next week and then New Hampshire, and then we are going to have a crazy 1, 2, 3 punch to crown the champion here at the end of this season. Well, I tell you what, it's been a great season, but it wouldn't have been anything without our sponsors, Veterans for Life Foundation, Jam Printing and Promotions, and of course, Crusin Classics, and Jamie and Pat from Goat Locker Racing for all that they do, and all of our military first responders. Definitely appreciate them. Let's talk a little bit about Richmond. 3/4 of a mile, really fast. It's almost a speedway. Just the way that the banking works, it's like you're on a train tracks there in the corners. We'll see if the outside line picks up at all tonight. That'll be the big thing, but boy, it's going to be fun to watch these next gen cars tackle this track, the shifting being involved. I mean, it's going to be a lot of things to think about, but I think these guys are going to be gripped up, and they're going to be knocking down these lap times very, very quickly. We might even see some guys work up to the outside and make some moves up there. You just never know. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch for sure, as we've got just a few minutes left in qualifying here, as people are setting themselves up for a fantastic race. But yeah, I mean, let's take a look at your point standings at the moment. Brandon Evans continues to set himself apart in this series. Steve Tucker, it doesn't really show. I mean, Brandon Evans has really been the class of the field so far this season. I don't think there's really any debate. But I mean, Steve Tucker has been extremely competitive. Cody McElwain has missed a few races. I think he's going to be here tonight, but he's got that win, so he is locked in by virtue of just being badass at road courses. So Jamie Barkus wins at Darlington, and then Leroy Koblenz last week at Talladega, down at the start finish line, top 3 wreck, and he was sitting 4th, and he took over that top spot. So what a really cool deal there. And he locks himself in the playoffs, takes a 5th spot there in that playoff standing. You see Bobby Germain and George Jewell there down at the cut line. I don't think I see George Jewell here tonight, but Bobby Germain is, so he'll be able to make up some spots. And I think the first round will be pretty solid. I think a lot of folks who just missed the race, races and didn't make enough races will be the ones that'll be out. But once we get to that second race, it's going to really tighten up and going to be tough. All right, qualifying just about over. Only one car on the track. As we take a look at last week's race, Leroy Koblenz, James Goshen, and Steve Tucker, your top 3. So Steve Tucker having a great finish at Talladega. That's always a good thing to do at Talladega. Let's take a look at what we got for cams tonight. We got Jake Ellingson, Jamie Barkus, and Brandon Evans, the normals. And we're glad to have them. Love to see the inside look at what they're doing. And they look like they're ready to go. Brandon Evans, he's giving us a chair stream at the moment. Well, getting ready to get into the grid as they are going to start gridding up here in just a second. And let's see who starts on the front row. Brandon Evans starting in that pole position. And Steve Tucker, look at that. Points 1-2, going to start 1-2 in the race. In third is going to be Craig Schroeder. It's a new name, unless I'm just completely blanking. I do a lot of broadcasting. Craig Schroeder does not sound like a name I know. So welcome to number 56. Jamie Barkus going to start in the 4th position, our Darlington winner. Jacob Ellingson looking for a good win here tonight. Going to start in the 5th position. Leroy Koblenz, last week's winner at Talladega, starting in 6th. Starting in 7th, Bryson Myers, new name for me, I think. James Goshen in 8th. Bobby Germain in the 9th position. And Ryan Perkins going to round out the top 10 in that Ford Mustang. In 11th is going to be Jake Ham and Cody McElwain starting in 12th. These folks did not qualify. Ryan Pendleton and Robert Hartley. Cameron Mason starts in 15th. Doug Ellingson going to start in 16th. And bringing up the rear of the field is going to be Tanner Bethea, who would love to see forget all about some Talladega. I'll tell you what, tough race for him. Well, grid is happening, and looks like everybody's getting ready to go here. And we'll get a couple laps of this gridding up, then we'll get rolling. Good-looking cars out there. I tell you what, that Steve Tucker, I mean, unfortunately, just playing right to the crowd or right to the judges. Man, I love orange, and I love orange on race cars. Huge fan of the Tide Rod. Pretty much any version of the Tide Rod that doesn't include that stupid blue that we see with the little Kroger Tide scheme. So anything other than that, I'm down for. And so if you give me a Tide Rod or something similar, boy, I sure do love it. And this scheme is just unreal. So big props to him and Harpoon Designs. I know I shouted them out a lot last week, but it's a good scheme. But we'll try to shout some other people out tonight. I don't want to let them hog all the camera time. There's a lot of great paint schemes and folks who put in a lot of time and talented painters. And even some guys who, they wouldn't call themselves painters, but they do their own schemes. You know what? I respect that because I've tried to do that once, and there's not a field bucket in the world that can save a scheme like mine. So lights are off on the pace car. Brandon Evans going to lead us down to the green flag. 150 laps here. Two green white checkers and one faster pair to settle this thing. So 150 laps is a long time, but here at Goat Locker, it is usually really good green flag racing. So I expect to see that tonight, and that one faster pair may turn out to not really be useful tonight. I think this track does a really good job of keeping cars on it. I don't think we'll see too many folks with too much trouble. You look at the track temp right there, 71 degrees. That is cold. And it's a night race. We got the lights on. And, man, I'm ready to go. Well, what's it going to be? Is it going to be Brandon Evans continuing to add to his win total? Steve Tucker going to get his second win tonight, or somebody going to jump up there and win that hasn't gotten that win just yet? Who's it going to be? Getting ready to come down to the green flag. Brandon Evans through the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. 150 laps here at Richmond. Oh, it's Steve Tucker. They got a big wreck behind them. The 7. I don't know who that is. The 7, the 58 of Doug Ellingson sitting sideways on the track. And we've got our first caution off of turn 2. Didn't even get one lap in. And Doug Ellingson here is already in trouble. You'll see some numbers that don't really match. Looks like Bryson was one that was involved. And he's the... he'll be the number 24 on the screen. But we'll take a look here and see exactly what happened on the replay. On board with Bryson here. Oh, you see Jacob Ellingson. Oh, another week of early issues for that 27. He had a really tough start for that in the truck race on Thursday night. Spun on the first lap, and then here, same issue, just on cold tires, just having a tough go with it. Take a look at another angle. Those cold tires will get you, especially with the temperature of the track being around 71 degrees. It's going to take a while for the tires to really. And he does grab a little bit of that apron, and when he does, I mean, these guys really have nowhere to go. As Goshen goes up into the wall, man, Doug Ellingson just comes flying in. On board with Doug Ellingson here. See Jacob get loose up there. Wow. It's already a break. I mean, here early in this one, it's going to be a long race. Got a couple folks that have come down pit road. Cody McElwain comes down pit road to get, I mean, it looks like 4 tires of fuel, but may have been a little bit of damage. I don't know if he was in, I think he might have been involved in that one. He comes down pit road. Robert Hartley takes his fast repair along with Bryson Myers. They both fast repair gone here early on lap 1. Take a look real quick at on board with Cody McElwain and see what happened to him off the corner and slide up the track, and Cody gets into the back of that car there. So I think Cody just came down pit road to get some of that damage fixed here early. Since he was already in the back, no reason not to come on down and get that fixed. So I think that's what he did. And then a couple drivers doing the exact same thing. Trying to get that damage fixed here early. Yeah, Jacob has had that, just had that issue a couple times. I think, you know, he kind of checked up a little bit more than he wanted to. Had a car right in front of him and may have thrown him off his balance from practice. But I think it's just the cold tires. It's going to be an issue. So it should put everybody on notice to be a little bit more careful here on this restart. We should see us get some of that good green flag racing that Goat Locker is known for. But pace car is off here on lap 6. Coming to lap 7, Brandon Evans is going to have control of this restart. Green flag back out here in the Crusin Classics Next Gen Series. And Brandon Evans already out to a really nice lead as Jamie Barkus is going to get to the inside of Steve Tucker and take over that second spot. Steve Tucker, though, not going to just roll over as he's going to do the old switcheroo on Barkus. Let's see if Barkus can hold that outside. Should get the run here. See how tough that that outside is in trying to hold people off. As man, Steve Tucker gets a little bit of that wall and hurts his entry. Well, I can't tell if he actually got the wall, if he was just trying to get a really nice run off the corner. He's going to look down to the inside again. Have a nice run down the front straightaway. Barkus did not get as great of a run off the top side. I think he was a little surprised that Steve Tucker actually got to his inside on 3 and 4. But now they're side by side again. This is the kind of racing you expect here in Goat Locker. I mean, just awesome. These guys race really hard. I will say, some of the hardest racing MFers that you ever see is in Goat Locker. they, oh my goodness, going to make a little bit of contact as that's going to move him up the track. Jamie Barkus and Steve Tucker gets a little bit loose, but able to take over that second spot. But yeah, I mean, these guys race hard. You're not going to go over there and take a spot without somebody going to fight your head off to get that done. There is no give and take. And what I mean is these guys are not. Oh my goodness, is Ryan Perkins going spinning down the back straightaway. No caution yet. He's able to get it back going, so he should be able to stay green. But Ryan Perkins just goes around, does a little 360 and drives away. So back up front, Jamie Barkus back around. Steve Tucker is, boy, these guys are getting with it already, but Ryan Pendleton loving this as he's going to watch this battle from the 4th position. And Steve Tucker in a little Goat Locker racing sandwich here. Brendan Evans loves this as he kind of gets to drive away a little bit. About 0.2 faster than Jamie Barkus is going to get loose. We've seen that a couple times already, I think, like we talked about with the weather. I mean, 72 degree track temp. Really hard to keep the heat in the tires, and boy, it does make a little bit nervous off the corner. But here comes Ryan Pendleton to take over the 2nd spot here. Watching those guys battle, and he's been able to move up through the field pretty quickly. Ryan Pendleton up 10 spots. What in the world? Not quite able to make the pass just yet, but look at this racing we got going on. Still side by side, Ryan Pendleton, Steve Tucker. Steve has not had a break since the start of this restart here, and he is still trying to make that outside work. Ryan Pendleton was all the way in the back and was able to miss that wreck, gained a ton of spots, and he has continued to move forward quickly. As, like I said, when he makes this pass, if he can, he is going to move up 11 spots. But not quite able to get that 2nd position. That's a little bit harder of a task, and they have been going side by side for multiple laps. It takes me back to John Ross and I think it was Brandon Evans earlier in the season where they just went toe-to-toe for so long. It might have actually been Steve Tucker. I'm not sure. Ryan Pendleton faster than Brandon Evans right there. I think that really shows how Richmond's a little bit different. You really get the feeling you want to attack Richmond, but attacking this track, we've already seen, will put you in a really bad position. A couple drivers already getting loose. And with Ryan being on the bottom side there, he's actually able to run really smooth and drive up off the bottom, and that is a winning combination at Richmond. And honestly, it saves his tires a good bit. I mean, Steve really going to be wearing his tires out. I don't think it's going to be that bad with how cool the track is, but Ryan able to run very competitive lap times, so they're not really losing. Brandon Evans, they're actually catching him. You see back there, side by side these guys are. Still I think Ryan Pendleton's finally going to clear him, and he does. So now he gets to set his sights on the leader. Ryan seems extremely fast. I mean, I gotta say, I mean, he's always been pretty quick, but it seems like you need to take 2 or 3 months and 2 or 3 months off, come back, and got it going on, as that 23 car looks very, very fast. Brendan Evans picks up about 2/10 that last lap and able to pull away just slightly. Brendan Evans is a smart racer. You know, I don't like I really hate assuming what drivers are thinking. That's always a really silly thing to do because you don't know. But you wonder if those guys running side by side, if he felt like, man, maybe I don't need to run as hard. They're running side by side. I don't need to really pull away. Just take my time, save my stuff while they're battling, and then once Ryan Pendleton clears him, get back on the horse. So it's hard to say. Seems like everybody's falling off at a pretty even pace right now, but I expect tire wear to not really be too much of an issue. We should be able to get a full fuel run without any tire issues here tonight. That battle for second place, though, I don't know if it's over just yet, as they're starting to catch some lap cars. Doug Ellingson right up in front of the field. He's going to stay high and allow Brandon Evans to just go right around on the inside. And he does. But here comes Steve Tucker looking back down to the inside. He is not done just yet. To go around Doug on the outside. Doug involved in that first wreck. I think he took his fast repair. He did, so he has got that fast repair used up. We've been watching the second place battle, but back here with J. Cam, Bryson Myers, these two have been going at it. Take a look on board with J. Cam as he looks out the back to that Chevrolet Camaro. J. Cam already up 5 spots. Somebody who self-proclaimed tire saver. He's actually going to go down. Bryson going to get down to the inside. He's going to lose this spot. See how hard he fights. Jay Campbell is one to fight you really hard too. He's not going to let you have it. He fights hard on the outside and hangs on to that spot. You see Bryson really charging into the corner. As I think Jay Cam. Oh, caution's out here. Caution is out. I don't know what for. We'll have to go back and see. Oh, wow. What an interesting, can't believe a caution came out for this. Take a look at the replay. It did start with Doug Ellingson here. Off the corner, gets the apron. Going to get sideways. Slow, but able to keep the thing going. But the caution, you see the caution light at the top right, comes out. And that's what brought out your caution, just sort of a half spin. So, sort of a weird deal there, but he's able to keep it going. And so now we have pit stops. Everybody coming down pit road, get tires and fuel most likely. We'll see if some folks stay out. We'll see if somebody takes 2 tires. I'd be interested to see, after only 29 laps, might be a good time to try it, but it looks like everybody's doing 4 tires and fuel. You see the jacks going up. Here comes Ryan Pendleton as the race at the line. It looks like Brandon Evans definitely got the race off pit road. We'll see who came out second. It was really close between Steve Tucker and Ryan Pendleton. I'll tell you what, I've got some powers here, so I'm gonna pull somebody up in here and talk to him. Hey, Ryan Pendleton. Hey, this is Eddie in the booth. You got what's going on, dude? Well, sorry to kind of yank you in here. I tried to yell over whatever you're saying, so I didn't give away any secrets. But man, congratulations so far on being the biggest mover. You're able to miss that first wreck, and you find yourself in second place. A great battle with Steve Tucker, and now you hold on to what looks like the second place off pit road. How's that car feeling tonight? And it seems like you got a race-winning machine out there.
Yeah, that was a fun battle, in the first 30 laps, run side by side for like 6 laps or so. I felt like I was doing better when he was next to me than I was when I was by myself. Uh, car's tight on entry and through the center, and then real loose coming out. So interesting.
Well, you got cold tires here, but you're up front. How you going to attack this restart different than the others?
Yeah, Brandon's pretty quick. I'd like to hold on a second, so we'll see what kind of start we get, and then see what we can do if this goes on a longer run. Because I felt like I can hang with him, but we'll see. Not having to come through the pack this time.
Well, you are driving the title sponsor on your car, so getting a win in that car would probably be a pretty nice thing to do. So good luck to you. You got got 121 laps to get it done, or 19 to get it done. So good luck out there.
Yeah, appreciate it, Eddie.
There you have it. Ryan Pendleton up 11 spots from where he started. Sounds like he's ready to go. Seems pretty calm and ready to go up there and get a win. Gonna have to really put himself to the test to get around this 39 machine. It's just been unbelievable all season long. Doubled up for the restart. Going to get ready to go green here after a questionable yellow. It was definitely an iRacing thrown yellow. Yeah, going to be interested to see how that changes things. But, yeah, I mean, the top three in points right now, Brandon Evans, Steve Tucker, and Jay Cam. I mean, average finish of 3, 2, and 3. So impressive stuff by those drivers. Green flag is out, though. Brandon Evans gets a decent start, but not a great start, and Ryan Pendleton actually gets a pretty dang good restart there on the outside and able to do exactly what he wanted to do and get that second position. We'll see how hard Steve Tucker fights to get back to him, but here we go, battling going on as 56 of Craig Schroeder actually goes backwards there on that restart, not having a good start to this particular run, as he's going to maybe lose another spot to Robert Hartley in that 46 machine. So that's Shelby Mustang. Oh, my goodness, is Ryan Pendleton way down the track. Almost. I thought he was wrecking there, but he is able to hang on to it. Gonna lose second place because of it. Go try to see maybe what happened to him here on the picture-in-picture. My goodness. Now he's in the Hornet's nest. Look here. See what happened to the 23. Coming off the corner. Yeah, just gasses it up and gets loose. And it really bound up in a weird way. That was odd. I don't think I've ever seen a car do that. So really interesting to see. Oh, here it goes. Bryson Myers going to go around. I can't click him as he falls through the dang timing screen, and the caution does come out. As again, sort of a half spin brings out a caution. So the iRacing officials a little quick on the trigger here tonight. Take a look at that one more time. Here off of turn 4. Looks like he's gripped up just fine and then just breaks loose. Half spin, a little bit of 2-foot smash, keeps it going and brings out the caution. So no damage for the, I mean, it says 24, but I don't know what's going on in this paint scheme. It says 7 down halfway. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that car. But it is he's number 24, but got 7 on top of the car. Jake Ellingson's going to come down pit road along with Bobby Germain. Bobby Germain on that cutoff. Needs to have a good finish here tonight. Jacob Ellingson kind of trying to recover from that early spin that brought out the caution on early in the race. Yeah, just need some, I think we just need some green flag racing here. I think that's really kind of where we're at the moment. I mean, the tires are never going to get nicer if we keep cooling them down under caution. But we really need to get these laps and start to tick them away. And see where your car's got. A little bit messier than a lot of these races have been this season. So a little surprised to see that. But I think once they kind of get going, get a little bit of separation, we should see some long green flag runs, maybe some green flag pit stops. But you know, people have talked about in real life, and this, you know, iRacing does a good job of trying to mirror what the actual on-track product looks like, and it's not perfect. I mean, you know, it's never going to be. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be exactly the same. I mean, there's a lot of variables that go into these things, but you do see that snap loose thing. We've seen tonight where guys have gotten loose, and in older cars you'd be able to save it, but here it starts coming around, and you really can't do anything other than lock it down. The old iRacing 2-foot smash, but to lock it down and keep it from going all the way around. But pretty good job by everybody so far not to have a massive pile up other than the first one. Laps are taken away. It's lap 40. Got 110 laps to go. You know, I'd be interested to know if we go green to the end, if they can make it on fuel. I would imagine so. It seems to happen in these short track races. Fuel just not, you're off throttle so much that you don't use that much fuel. You can run a long way. So I wonder if they can go the distance. Probably not, but they probably got to make one more stop if it goes green all the way. You know, these are some of the longest cautions for half spins I've ever seen in my life. And the last two cautions been guys just got sideways. The caution comes out. I don't know what they're cleaning up out there, but these cautions are taking a long, long time. One car to note, Cody McElwain, 1 lap down. I'm not really sure what happened to the 6 machine. Well, we'll take a look at it in a minute. I'm looking at it right now, and there's some crazy stuff going on in pit road, but we're going back green. Brandon Evans leads us down to yet another restart. Ryan Pendleton there on the inside as they go down into turn 1 and 2. And Pendleton able to take that spot, but Steve Tucker, like he's done all night long, going for the old switcheroo, and actually puts Ryan in a really tough spot on entry there and takes that second spot right back. J-Cam battling with Jamie Barkus for the 4th position. This is 4th and 5th here. Cam trying to make this pass. We saw Ryan Pendleton be pretty quick there on the inside, side by side with somebody, and I wonder if that just doesn't cause you to chill out a little bit. Makes you run a little bit better lap times. But up front, Brandon Evans, just a 2/10 advantage over Steve Tucker, who's starting to close in here. Trying a different line. Steve Tucker is doing a line that kind of drives in on the outside about the middle lane and then drives down up off the corner. See right there. Actually, doesn't get a great exit on this one, but he's been doing it all race long. Gets right to the back bumper, actually leans on it just a little bit. Come off the corner. He is there. He's there battling, ready to take over this top spot. We'll take a look real quick on the picture-in-picture while we can to show you what happened to Cody McElwain. It was kind of weird. But he's coming down into his pit stall, and he's going to slide through it, and then I don't know what's going to happen here. Him slide through his pit box. I don't know if he had a problem with his pedals or what happened, but he starts backing up. It's just backing out into the pit wall exit and having just some major issues. His front tires may be going back and forth a little bit, so I think he's having a wheel issue because everything is just messing up for that six machine. He's going to eventually get it going and get back out there, but he is going to lose a lap or so. He's currently 1 lap down, back in the 15th position. So an odd mechanical failure there for Cody McElwain. Put him behind the 8 ball. He was running in the 6th position before that happened. So now just needs one of those cautions. And, you know, Cody's probably thinking this will be when we don't have any more cautions. He needs that caution to get back on lead lap, get that lucky dog. But right now, seems like we're going to get some green flag racing here on lap 49. Brandon Evans still your leader. Steve Tucker, Ryan Pendleton trying to run him down. But I tell you what, Ryan and Steve have really been battling hard first part of this race. Last time by Steve Tucker, just a little bit faster than Brandon Evans. We've seen him get to the back bumper and now started to fall away a little bit as Brandon started clicking off a little bit faster laps, but they seem to be trading back and forth here for this lead, or for this the top time. That time almost identical in lap times for the top 3. They ran a 22.68, 22.69, 22.67. So seems a lot like real life where they're running similar lap times. But Brandon Evans got the lead at the moment. Steve Tucker looking pretty good though. I like that line. It's just driving a whole lot differently. I mean, you see Ryan Pendleton doing sort of the same thing where Brandon Evans really doing the normal Richmond line where you kind of go right down to that yellow line and wrap the bottom. And Steve Tucker trying something a little bit different. Maybe with the shifting, it helps kind of drive off the corner. These straightaways are a little bit longer than you think they are. And so if you can get a good run off the exit, it'd be a good way to get to someone's inside. But Brandon Evans continues to lead. Actually, about a 10th faster that last lap. He dug down deep, found a little extra. Steve Tucker a little bit back and forth. He runs a good lap, and then he has a bad one, gets a good one. Brandon and Ryan a little bit more consistent. But, I mean, look, you see how tight the top 10 is. Top 10's only separated by, well, let's say the top 9 is only separated by 4.4 seconds. Robert Hartley back in 9th. Have to go about 3.5 seconds back to James Goshen in that 10th position. All right, starting to settle in. And we'll start clicking off laps here. It's going forward with Jake Ham. Barely running in the 5th position, but I think last lap, I mean, did not have a great lap, so must have had some sort of issue there. We'll see if he can correct that as he closes on the back bumper of Jamie Barkas. Right now, he's got a mirror full of Bryson in that 7 who went around earlier, but has run that 3 back down. We'll see. They should be battling in the next lap or so. Bryson another 10th faster that last lap. Oh, Bryson going to get into the wall here. Coming off a turn forward, doesn't bother him at all as he goes right down to the bottom. Check out the helmet cam here. You can see he's really put pressure on those rear tires. Having to do a little bit of counter steer off the corner. We've already seen that kind of bite people, so playing with fire a little bit, but he needs to move forward. He wants to get up there inside that top 5, and that 3 is in his way. He's trying to be aggressive and get up there. Look how much. Look at that right there. That is scary loose. Find yourself turned the wrong way really quickly, but he's making it work. So getting us a nice little green flag runs. We're seeing the field sort of spread out a little bit. Brandon Evans continues to lead here on lap 60, so just about 15 laps to go to halfway, and it's gonna be here pretty quickly. We continue to watch Bryson Myers try to get to that 3, but it seems like that dirty area is becoming more and more apparent. You see how he charges the corner, but just not quite able to make it up. Oh, actually, that's a good exit there. They come down the back straight. We'll see if he peeks down to the inside. Not quite able to do it as J Cam's going to block it off and then actually pushes up the track in the middle, and Bryson almost got to the inside of that number 3. Bryson going to get that spotter car, gets the inside track, but spins the tires on the exit on that bottom. And 3 able to power up off the corner on the top side and take over, or take that spot back over. It's a great battle as Bryson definitely feels like he's faster, but you got to get around him as Doug Ellingson gets put another lap down. We continue to watch this battle, but up here, Jamie Barkas starting to put a little pressure on his teammate, as his teammate's going to catch Doug Ellingson at probably the worst time, right off the exit of the corner. That's the worst place to catch somebody. You see Tanner Bethea going another lap down, or just one lap down, excuse me. While he is going a lap down, Tanner is having a much better race tonight versus last week at Talladega, which just went terrible, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And ooh, he gets into the wall there. Little broadcaster curse. Let me go ahead and get off of him so it doesn't happen again. But I know he is glad to be out at Talladega, as it was a tough race for him. Bryson Myers continues to put pressure on Jake Cam. Jake has done a great job, not made any mistakes, really driving defensively, driving into the bottom early and kind of rolling that middle and getting a good run off. There's really not much you can do about that. We've seen Bryson really charging the corner. And honestly, as hard as the 3 has been driving, that's kind of pulled both of these guys up to the 3rd and 4th position, right to the back bumper of Jamie Barkas. So this is going to be a battle that continues. If you're Bryson, I mean, you've got a pretty good option to get up there and, you know, gain 2 or 3 spots pretty quickly here. Going to drive down to the inside. J Cam kind of leaves it open there. Woo, if there was just a couple laps to go, that would be a close call. You know, a lot of folks in iRacing, you'll see that happening where they'll drive in, push up in the middle of the corner, somebody stick their nose, and the lead car will try to drive back down, and it will cause an accident. So you got to be careful. I mean, somebody like this 24 car behind him. Oh, no. 24 car behind him. I mean, he's really been charging the entry and the middle. So if that happens, could be some contact. So we'll see. Still not able to do anything with it at the moment, as the 3, J Cam, continues to hold off this 24 car. Gonna have to check up a little bit. The 3 gets a bump from the 24, the 7 on your screen. Have a little bit of bumper cars as Bryson actually takes a evasive maneuver there off the corner. Don't know if he got loose or what happened. I see a lot of guys blinking out. I don't know if it's me or if it's iRacing servers. Battle kind of breaks up after that, and Bryson actually falls back quite a bit. Going to fall back to Craig Schroeder. Maybe got a little bit loose off the corner. Oh, man, look at him. Drives into the corner. Puts a little aggressive brake by. He's going to come back down the track and spins out. Bryson Myers, we saw him there really struggling, charging that car and overheated him, and brings out the caution. So another caution. This will take us to the end, I think. if we go green. I think everybody can make it from here, I believe. So this will be a really important pit stop, especially if you're Brandon Evans. But you kind of saw that kind of happening from Brandon. He's going to go ahead and call it quits, as we'll kind of go back and see where that all started and why heat in these tires is so important. He's going to get right here, and you see he's really trying to charge the corner, trying to get around this three. He's been fighting all. You see he is four-wheel sliding right there. Yeah, we can go back and actually watch that. See if we can actually see it. You can see it from the in-car cam. It gives the three a bump here. You can tell he's really already sliding those rears. He's been really aggressive. We saw that already. And then, like, right here, look how he's yawed out right here. That's four-wheel sliding. He is trying not to wreck. And that's where he got loose and lost all that ground. And when that happened, these tires are toast. He's got to either come down pit road, or he's got to just take it easy for about 10 laps to cool him down, but does not do it. And you're going to see it right here. Going to just cook him. There he goes. Cooked them, those rear tires, just no grip. Does a great job, though, of spinning back up the track. And there you go. Well, pit stops did happen while we were watching that, but no change, so you didn't miss anything. As Brandon Evans going to hold on to that top spot. Everybody having pretty similar lap times. Steve Tucker comes out in second. Ryan Pendleton in third. Jamie Barkis in fourth. Jake Ham in fifth. Craig Schroeder in sixth. Jacob Ellingson in seventh. Robert Hartley, in eighth. James Goshen in ninth. Cameron Mason in 10th. Leroy Kablitz, last week's winner, in 11th. Bobby Germain in 12th. Cody McElwain in the 13th position. Going to get his lap back here. I think he's going to get the wave around. So, nice break for him, which I don't know if he needed the wave around, but I think he's going to get it. Tanner Bethea in 14th. 15th, Bryson Myers. He called it quits. Ryan Perkins in 16th. And Doug Ellingson in 17th. Well, that was a good, nice long run, and we're going to be able to see about 44 laps, I think, on that run. And so we'll be able to see, we won't be, but they'll be able to go down pit road, look at the tires as they come off, see the tire wear, decide if they have done the right thing, or maybe they need to make adjustments, maybe drive a little easier, a little harder. I mean, if Bryson Myers is still on the track, I think he would say he probably needs to drive it a little bit easier as he was really charging that corner, and that ultimately is what did him in. You see Brandon Evans, Steve Tucker trying to get some heat in those tires. You know, in the past, I don't think that actually did anything, but I think they've kind of worked on that, and I think it does help a little bit. At least it feels cool doing it. But any little bit that you can gain here, get those tires up to temp, no matter how you do it, can make that first couple corners a lot more comfortable than those really cold tires. And we'll take a look at the weather. I mean, it's not going to get any hotter. Still 72 degrees on track, and that is one of the cooler tracks I've ever seen on iRacing. So, you know, guys are dealing with a tight condition, and it's tight, and then all of a sudden it breaks loose and you're gone. So, makes it really tough. Brandon Evans, though, going to lead us down to the Geico restart zone. Going to get a great restart. Now it's between Ryan Pendleton and Steve Tucker. With Jake Ham there on the inside, he's going to have that inside track, but we've seen Steve Tucker be so strong here early in the runs. Jacob Ellington gets a little bit loose, goes all the way down to the apron, all to the inside wall. Is going to drop all the way back to 11th. So cold tires again for Jacob Ellington. Up front, Steve Tucker in the wall. My goodness. Guys know how important it is to get these positions early, as we saw it be very difficult to pass. So if you can get them now, now's the time. And ooh, Steve Tucker was looking down to the inside, but Ryan Pendleton closed him off. But through the middle of the corner, Ryan pushes up off the exit of the corner. And Steve Tucker going to try to get there, but he drives really deep into the corner. Ryan, don't know if he gave him that spot or what. Felt like maybe he'd lose a couple more if they kept fighting to J Cam, who was really closing in on him there. So I think Ryan may have decided to let me just cut my losses and get here in third. Right now, though, biggest movers. Ryan Pendleton up 10 spots where he started. J Cam up 7. And then you got Robert Hartley up 7 as well in that 7th position. So those guys have really kept their nose clean, and they got a lot of speed working their way up towards the front. You can see just the difference in lines that these guys have. Ryan running that lower line, but you see Steve Tucker just working to get that. See right there, he wraps the bottom and almost feels like he kind of parked it a little bit. I don't think he did, but it kind of looked that way as Ryan really couldn't get back on the throttle. You can hear just a little small lift as Ryan comes off the corner to keep those rear tires planted. I think that's a smart move. We've already seen some folks have issues with that. But the way this looks, it seems a whole lot like a sort of a mental race where you've got to focus so hard. It's kind of like running the fence. You got to focus so hard on making sure you don't spin the tires on the exit. Because once you do it once, it is so hard to get it back. So these guys have really, oh my goodness, as Ryan gets up out of the groove. But these guys really trying to focus on getting as much grip off the corner as they can. And you see they're kind of searching around, trying to find something. They seem to, hey, I can't really tell if they're missing the corner, if they're just searching around. Steve will try to go up to the top side and then go back down to the bottom. Searching around for some grip maybe, I don't know. But Ryan all over the back bumper, still green here on lap 87 at 150. Had a nice green flag run. We'll see if we can get another one of those. I'll take it. Still a fantastic battle, but it just seems like it's hard to pass. Man, it seems like whenever somebody gets someone's back bumper, the guy up front starts to park it in the middle. And it's a short track technique, and it definitely works, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. But what you do is just kind of park it here in the middle. Make sure that you get the best run off the corner. You see right there. I mean, Steve makes Ryan have to check up a little bit in the middle part of the corner. And as soon as Ryan checks up, Steve Tucker can just smash the throttle, and he's got the run off the corner. So it's so tough to make passes unless you can somehow get to the outside. So great battle here. These two have been battling all night long, and I don't think it's going to quit anytime soon. All the while, though, Brandon Evans continues to pull away. I mean, just a really unbelievable. I've seen him race in a lot of different series, and definitely been able to watch him more here in this one as I'm broadcasting it instead of trying to race him. But he in this car, he just seems to have that little extra that everybody's looking for. And I want you to take notice of the line. This is the perfect Richmond line. He's really having to focus on this, but you want to drive down as hard as you can, but you don't want to miss the bottom. And look at him. He's coming off low. That is the most important part of Richmond. You swing out to the wall and exit. All you're doing is losing a ton of time. Goes right down to the bottom. You see, coming off low. That is so important in Richmond. You don't get that looseness off the corner when the right rear kind of gets out of shape off the transition. And he's able to save that tire. Perfect. Perfect. That's why he's out front right now, doing a great job. Now, while I was doing that, we got a battle for the lead going on as Ryan was able to get to the inside of Steve Tucker and takes over the spot. Let's see if he can hang on to it. Steve Tucker is not, he's been kind of a bully when somebody passes him. He just goes right back around. So we'll see if he can do that now. If Ryan can start to pull away, maybe put a little dent in this lead of Brandon Evans. Look at this four-car battle from Ryan all the way back to Jamie Barkas, just 0.2 of a second between second and fourth. Cody McElwain, after whatever issue he had on pit road, I'd love to, hopefully he gets in the top 3 and I can talk to him, figure out what he did. But Cody back up into the 7th position. Here we go. Jamie Vargas down to the inside of Jake Ham. Takes back that 4th position. We'll see Jake can get the run here. Might try to go to the inside. Jamie kind of blocks him off on exit. But move Jamie up into the 4th position. It's been a great battle up in the top 5 all race long. These guys have been nose to tail, side by side. It's been a lot of good racing. But there's also been some really great racing back here in the back. I mean, Robert Hartley and Jacob Ellingson, after a couple spins, just went around him, trying to follow his teammate back up towards the front as Cody McElwain, like I said, in that 7th position. He has netted quite a few spots where he's versus where he started, Started 12th, now 7th. But he had some issues and had to overcome it. And I think, you know, that's why you stay in it. Don't want to quit. You want to try to stay in it. You never know what can happen. And for somebody that just had a terrible pit stop, some sort of issue, and able to get his lap back and now running in the 7th position. Got a ways to go, about 4.4 seconds off the lead, but anybody who can get it done, it's him. Somebody that can, if you want somebody who can drive a car that is very, very loose and out of shape, you need a little bit of counter steering. He's your man. You see just how much looser it gets when you let that car kind of drift up off the floor like that. And that right rear gets up on that banking and it just kind of flings the car around. Same here off of 2. You see Cody's coming off low here, a little bit straighter. Allow you to keep that grip. See if 3 or 4, if he comes off low again. You see some guys up there on that top side. It's almost a weird, does a little bit better job there. But it's a weird combination. If you get up on that 2nd lane, you don't really have to worry about that too much. Just the angle of the car on exit. But if you're right there on the bottom, you want to come off low. And even then, Cody was having some trouble there, so those rear tires not happy with him at the moment. Look here, got a guy that has punched his ticket into the playoff round, Leroy Kablitz, in that STP 43 machine. And he got Bobby Germain in the 42 right behind him. It's a battle for the 12th position. These guys been fighting it out for a while. Bobby trying to get into that, which I think he's already in that final spot. He sits there in 12th position right now, and 4 points above the cutoff line. George Jewell not here tonight, so I should be able to extend that, as neither is John Anthony. So he's probably pretty safe, but continue to put those points on the board. If he can finish 12th, right around it every week, he'll be okay. All right, well, just 45 laps to go. We're really clicking them off. You know, the big question is, which I think the answer is no, but do they have to pit? As you see Bobby Germain go down to the inside as the 43 had an issue there off the corner and slowed him up a little bit. Oh, my goodness. Cameron Mason in that, gets loose there, almost spins it out down the back straightaway. Did a great job of saving that machine. That's the number 2 on your screen, but the 86, I believe, on the car. And so close to having a caution come out right there. He's able to get that thing back rolling. You see he's running that middle line. Darlington winner Jamie Vargas having a really great season. Been really consistent all season long, and no change here as he's running in the 4th position. Is out of his teammates, he's 2nd. Ryan Pendleman's up there in the 2nd position. Jamie Vargas back in 4th. But Brandon Evans continues to lead and continues his trend of dominating these races. And, you know, starting up front is a massive advantage. And he's done that majority of the time. I mean, he's done it really. He's had a really amazing season, just a total package, because his average start for the season is second, and that makes a big difference in these cars. They're so hard to pass, and I think you could start towards the back and make your way up to the front. I mean, Jake Ham, we talked to him, a couple times this season, and it's kind of been like, hey, I'm the guy that's gonna, get you on the long run, and that kind of shows why his average starts in 10th, but his average finishes in 3rd. But it makes you wonder though, if you qualify just a little bit better, and Brendan Evans sort of has been the bar to shoot for on that. I mean, that's why he's got 2 wins and going for 3 here tonight. I mean, start up front, you run up front, and that's usually how it goes. Start up front, don't make too many mistakes, and you're going to have a chance to win. If you start in the back, there's a lot of things, a lot of variables that can go wrong. So I think that's been the biggest thing for Brandon, is being able to start up front. It's such a huge advantage. You get control of the first start, you get a caution, then you got control of each subsequent restarts. The only thing I've seen out of Brandon is some mistakes on pit road. When we come down pit road, mistakes there. If he can avoid those, he's really tough to beat. Tonight, he's been really mistake-free. And honestly, just kind of a flawless performance so far. Haven't really seen a slide out of him. No big mistakes. I mean, you look at that car. He's painting that yellow line just perfect. It's almost like a work of art, if I'm honest. I don't know what kind of OCD that I have, that I like to see these cars ride around that yellow line and not move off of it. But man, he's making it look good. That's what you have to do here. It's so hard because this track has got enough banking and it's so short that you really have to charge the corner. You can't afford to lift too early and let it roll. You've got to charge into the corner, but the kicker is you can't. You don't want to push in too hard. You'll slide up in the middle of the corner like we saw him do there. But you can't afford not to do that. You lose so much speed on entry if you don't charge it. You've got to. It's a razor's edge of trying to get slowed down to the exact right speed, to roll the center, and then get right back on the throttle. It's a very difficult track. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a lot of patience, but it takes a lot of concentration to do this lap after lap. And both turns are relatively different. 1 and 2, you really charge down to the corner as it's wider on the entry, and then 3 and 4, you really have to decide here, as we'll take a look at it. Kind of little hump there as it goes down to the corner. You can gas it up a little bit more, so you have to attack the corners differently. You see this wide entry, you see it's almost like you're just kind of like a slingshot going right down to the bottom. I think 1 and 2 is a little bit easier to get into, harder to get off the corner, and I think it's harder to get into 3 and 4. You have to check up a little bit more, but easier to get off 4, so they kind of flip-flop. I mean, just listening, you kind of hear he was shifting at some point. He's not shifting now. You go back here, and Jake Ham is shifting. He's trying to make a pass here. He's got the 56 all over his back bumper. It's just starting to change. Can't tell if Jake's just trying to grab a gear. He may just be trying to do that. Yeah, interesting to see the difference between the two. We're going to watch this battle over 4th, 5th, and 6th, as Craig Schroeder has gotten to the back bumper of Jake Ham, and now Jake's got a lot of pressure behind him, so he's going to have to make a move. He's going to get down to the inside, see if he can complete this pass. Just 30 laps to go here at Richmond. Jake gets down to the inside. Can Jamie hold him off? they make a little bit of contact there. They're going to slide up the track, and that's going to allow Craig to get there. They keep it together, but just hard racing. Like I said, I mean, you're not going to get anything easy here in Goat Locker. You better come ready to earn it. I always like to say you better pack a sack lunch. You're going to be here for a while. That's what what he's telling Jake Ham right now. Jake, I don't know, falling back quickly. Don't know if he's got some damage or something wrong with the car, but falls back to Craig a little bit there. But they should be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. And so we've got a race to the finish. That's a good place to end. But you shouldn't see any pit stops coming up. So at this point, for Brandon Evans, you've got a 4.9 second lead over Ryan Pendleton, who continues to fall back to the 14 of Steve Tucker. But the battle, though, is right here as these guys are all over each other, and Cody McElwain loving it. He is running them down quickly. So far, only 2 DNFs, Bryson Myers and Tanner Bethea. CJ Cam trying some different things, going up the track, trying to get a run off the corner. He does get a nice run here. Does he have enough to go down the inside? He does not. So Jamie putting on a clinic of protecting your position. How long can he do it, though? 25 laps to go here in the Cruising Classic. Whoa. Oh, my goodness. What happened there? Oh, my gosh. He's going to go up the track. Cameraman doesn't know where to go as Jamie's going to lose both spots. I don't know if he had an issue with a screen going blank or what happened. It's Greg Schroeder has some sort of issue, too, as I'm having some latency issues, so I don't know. Are they lagging out, too? I don't know. I've got a rock-solid connection, but I don't know if there's some lag going on because that was odd. Both of these drivers having some sort of issue. That was crazy. I have no idea what happened. Take a look on board here with Jamie Barkis real quick as we watch him continue to race here. But let's take a look at this replay and see what happened. See if we can hear. Oh my goodness. No, I don't know if that his screen went blank. I think he might have lagged out. I think that's what's going on because that's the only thing that makes sense there is I think he lagged out and then came back, and that's why his car went down because he didn't know where he was at. So scary moment is I'm looking at my latency bar. It's red at the moment. So obviously iRacing having some sort of issue. As what a scary moment there as he was going right down to that inside wall and came back just at the right moment. And was able to catch it. Good grief. Now up here for second place, Steve Tucker has run down Ryan Pendleton, who's starting to fade really quickly. I don't know what's going on with Ryan, but he's falling off. He's now 7.5 seconds back from the leader. And Steve Tucker goes to the inside and really bullies him out of the way. I think something may be happening to that 23 machine. I don't know if he's burned his tires up or what has gone on, but Steve Tucker ran him down quickly. And takes over that second spot. Just 20 or 19 laps to go now. So some weird things tonight as iRacing servers seem to be having some sort of latency issue. And we've had a couple people have issues with that, and I'm currently having. I thought I was going to drop the broadcast earlier. But Steve Tucker goes right around Ryan. I don't know what kind of problem Ryan has. Oh. But it definitely, his pace definitely has dropped off quickly here towards the end of this thing. So he might have just burned him up. So he may have some damage. I don't know if he made contact with the wall, but it definitely seems like something is hurting that car. I mean, Brandon Evans right now, He's a half second faster than everybody. What the hell? Still looking good with just 15 laps to go. As we go on board with Craig Schroeder, who's now to the back bumper of J Cam. Jimmy Barkins back to the 7th position after that near scare. Wow, Cody McElwain has run down Craig Schroeder. Brandon Evans, just impressive, man. 3/10 faster than Steve Tucker, 4/10 faster than Steve Tucker, and over a half second faster than anybody else on the track. I mean, just impressive stuff out of that 39. I mean, I'm not even broadcasting the race. I'm just bewildered. Just watching, trying to see what he's doing differently is to be able to have a half a second on the rest of the field. Just crazy. So he's got a 10.9 second lead. Cody McElwain works to the inside of Craig Schroeder. Just 10 laps to go in this race. Cody McElwain recovers from a weird instance. Oh my goodness, gonna make contact. Oh, they gotta save it. They do. They keep it straight. And Cody gonna take the spot in a very unconventional way, for sure. Takes over that 5th position. Next battle on the docket is going to be Jake Ham and Ryan Pendleton. Ryan has just really been struggling here the last half of this run, trying to protect that podium spot, but Jake Ham and Cody McElwain, man, what an impressive run. He's not out of the woods yet, is Craig Schroeder still right behind him. Probably not too happy about that contact. But last lap, Brandon Evans, 23.108. Steve Tucker in second, 23.508. 4/10 faster. What's he doing? I want to know. I hope he wins the race, because I'm going to ask him. And he's probably not going to tell me, but I would like to know. I don't know what battle to watch. So we're going to probably watch both of them. We're going to watch Cody, and then we'll watch just Jake Cam battle between Ryan Pendleton. Put it up in the picture-in-picture here. We can watch both these battles and come down to the checkered flag. See who can run who down. Looks like Craig got a little second life in him, try to run down Cody and get that spot back. Get himself a top 5, and Jake Cam been stalking Ryan Pendleton for a while. We'll see if he can get up there to him. Both these shots live. One from the perspective of Cody McElwain, the other from Ryan Pendleton or Jake Cam. J Cam able to get around Ryan Pendleton. As it's funny, the second camera a little bit behind apparently. J Cam up into the third position, completes that run to the front. Ryan Pendleton's in danger of falling all the way from second back to sixth with just 4 laps to go. That 23 car is toast. I don't see any damage on the right side. I think it's just a tire problem. I think he just pushed a little bit too hard. Here comes his teammate, Cody McElwain, down to the inside, taking 4th position. He's going to try to hold off Craig Schroeder, but I'm just not sure if he's going to be able to do it. 3 laps to go. And I'll tell you what, Cody McElwain may be able to run down J Cam. He's a little bit faster. The last lap we'll see at the line. Just a couple laps to go, and Cody is 0.2 faster. Only going to have a couple more corners to get it done. But Brandon Evans takes the white flag. Final lap as he is 13.7 seconds ahead of second place Steve Tucker, and he is going to come off of turn 4, and Brandon Evans going to take the checker flag, completes a dominant performance here at Richmond. What a run. Holy smokes. That 39 machine just on rails tonight. I can't wait to ask him. I can't wait to ask him about what he was doing. Hopefully they'll give away their secrets once the race is over. Man, just impressive stuff there at the end, just to be able to continue to lap 0.4 faster. That last lap, he was half a second faster than Steve Tucker. Just incredible pace, just unreal. So, if you're watching in chat, I don't know why Nightbot doesn't like certain things. So William Wismer, don't take offense to it. It's automatic. Nobody timed you out. It doesn't like when you spam things, because we have some bots that come in here and spam a bunch of icons, and we have to try to prevent that. Some of them are pretty vulgar, so don't take offense to it. It's just a protection against any younger viewers who may be watching. But, man, congratulations to Brandon Evans, as we'll take a look at the field real quick and see where everybody ended up. Take a look at the results. But Brandon Evans takes over the top spot. Steve Tucker comes home in second. Jake Ham gonna complete the podium and come home in third place with a great run for him. And then you got Craig Schroeder in the 4th position. You got Cody McElwain in 5th. Ryan Pendleton falls back to 6th, and Jamie Barkas comes home in 7th. Robert Hartley, in 8th. Jacob Ellingson in 9th, and James Goshen in the 10th position. 11th going to be Leroy Kablentz, Bobby Germain in 12th, Cameron Mason in 13th, Doug Ellingson in 14th, Ryan Perkins 15th, Tanner Bethea in 16th, and 17th was Bryson Myers. Well, all righty. Well, we got to start talking to these folks, get them in here and get them out. I'd hate to make them wait as long as I normally do, but we're going to get third place finisher Jake Ham in the in the booth. Jake, man, congratulations on a great run. You started way back in the field in 11th and came up through the field using that long run speed you always talk about, and able to run some guys down at the end and finish in third, man. Congratulations. Talk about that race.
It was a challenge, to say the least. I mean, that whole thing was a tight in, loose out, loose in, tight out. I mean, it was a heck of a run. And yeah, the long game is all I got at these tracks with these guys. And so hats off to Brandon for running that pace the whole time. I mean, he's a heck of a racer. So all in all, it was a good finish. I'm very pleased with the third.
Yeah, I mean, there were some really good battles throughout the middle part of that race. What was so tough about passing that, you were able to kind of hold off some guys, and there were some guys that were, kind of holding you up too? what was sort of the trick of trying to get around somebody? It seemed like you needed 40, 50 laps to really complete a pass tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you could make the decision to back up the corner, scrub your tires pretty good and get by them, but at the end of the day, it was probably best to fall in line and follow them for a while and not burn up your tracks, let them push, make some mistakes. And then there at the end, I was able to get by Pendleton just because he swung it high a little bit, and I was able to dive down to the inside. So, if he would have kept it in line, I honestly don't think I would have been able to pass him, even though he fell quite, pretty far back there. But
Well, I mean, still all around, just an awesome race for you. You come home in third place, you take the podium spot, and you got to feel pretty good going into the playoffs. Who you got to thank here tonight? Any sponsors, shout outs?
yeah, Smart Avenue Realty, best real estate company in Des Moines, Iowa. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, hit me up. And then obviously you for hosting the stream. Love to go back, watch it. And then obviously Goat Locker for all the vets. Appreciate everything that they do. So thanks for all that.
All right, well, there you have it. Jake Ham, your third place finisher, as he completes a drive up through the field. Definitely the biggest mover tonight, as Ryan Pendleton fell all the way back to 6th, so he becomes the second biggest mover. But second place on the track is Steve Tucker, and we got him in the booth right now. Steve, that 24 car looked really, really fast, and it looks damn good while doing it. But, man, I tell you what, you need about half a second a lap there at the end of the race. So what could you do differently to try to keep up with Brandon Evans tonight?
That's the tough one, man. I mean, Evans was I was just talking to him, he was in a whole different atmosphere or something. He was just a rocket ship tonight. But he just knows how to get around the track and save tires. And I mean, entering this race, Richmond has never really been one of my, I like it, but it's just never been one of the tracks that I excel at as far as, driving. So, I kind of walked into it with, okay, like we'll just play it by ear. I practiced decently. I felt like I got a grip on it for the most part. Second half of this race, the track really rubbered in, and it got pretty tight. I wasn't really expecting that, so I wasn't in the best of shape right there. But overall, I mean, yeah, I kind of figured it out as the race went, and felt pretty good at the end. I'm pretty proud to be, P2 and 4 straight podiums, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw you kind of almost searching around, and it's either you were searching around or just maybe missing the bottom. I mean, during the middle of that part of that race where you kind of trying some different lines, entering in higher, driving off the bottom, especially when you're battling with Ryan Pendleton. What did you learn doing all that? Were you just trying stuff, or what were you trying to accomplish there? And what did you maybe learn from all that, those different lines you were trying?
Yeah, I mean, a lot better drivers than me gave me some advice, and they said, "Hey, the key here to Richmond is to kind of arc it in, right, and then get a nice straight line off the exit." And for me, I could never really dive it in deep into turn 3 like I wanted to, so I tried making my turn 1 entry kind of start a little high and then kind of, I guess, diamond down lower so I can straight shot it right towards the backstretch wall. And it worked. I mean, I got great runs when I nailed it. So, but that was back in the race where it was a bit looser, and it kind of worked for me. But yeah, later in the race, I found out that I kind of have to just do like a shallow entry, wrap the yellow line, and just kind of knock off that tight condition. But yeah, it was interesting for sure. Learning as we go.
Yeah, well, second place. Pretty fantastic. And right now, I mean, y'all, Brandon Evans, Steve Tucker, Jake Ham, y'all are the top 3 is how y'all sit in actual points, maybe not playoff standings, but point standings. And this shows why. I mean, you guys have been sort of the best, especially in these long green flag runs that we do have in these races. So, man, congratulations on a second place finish. Bring down that average. You're actually the highest average finisher out of anybody was second place. And dadgummit if you didn't continue that trend tonight. So congratulations on that. Who you got to thank here tonight in sponsor shout-outs?
Yeah, man, just like you said, best looking paint scheme on the track, harpoondesign.com. Go and check them out. Fill out a form. Brantley, he'll get back to you. And hey, listen, I'll tell you what, it's a lot of paint schemes on Trading Paints, Harpoon Design, or under Brantley Road, and you'll see those under him as well. But yeah, I mean, hey, I'll tell you what, just a big shout out to them for supporting the car. Gonna have a lot more good looking paint schemes as the season goes on. So stay tuned.
All right. Well, there you have it. Steve Tucker, second place finisher here tonight at Richmond. But, man, I can't wait to talk to this guy. We're going to bring Brandon Evans up into the chat. Congratulations, Brandon Evans, on the win tonight. I mean, a dominant performance. And I got to say, man, I don't get impressed much, and I'm not just blowing smoke, but I don't get impressed much. Tonight, very, very impressed on how you were able to drive this track. It was fun. There was a couple times in the middle of the broadcast that I kind of stopped talking, just watching in awe of you being able to paint the line so well and so consistently. What was the key out there? I mean, there at the end, half a second faster than anybody else on the field. What's the key? Give us the goods, man. Oh, yeah, I think you're muted, brother.
Hey, can you hear me? I'm
I
sorry.
can hear you. No, you're good.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, I'm not going to give away all my secrets, but I would say like this, this is a home track for me and living in Virginia. So, I walked into this one with a ton of confidence, saying, hey, man, I'm going to throw down the best laps I can in Q, and then I'm going to try to win this race. I would say the best thing is to figure out what brake package works for you. Learn how the tires heat in each corner. Don't overdrive it. This is a very technical short track. It's not as forgiving. Really, all of them are, but like Bristol, you can wash up a little bit, right, and kind of get recovered. But this track, for whatever reason, you overheat a tire and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So I just made sure from the outset to not do that. So I was trying to be very, very patient, let the guys battle out behind me, save tire while they did that. Once they got free and clear, kind of pick it back up. And then, to be honest, I don't know if they just battled so hard, and that's why I had that pace at the end. Looking at it, I honestly can't believe it either, because I was just driving the same exact line the entire run. I didn't change anything. I didn't
Brandon,
try a different line. Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna
Go
be
ahead.
honest. I tried to swap off. I tried to go to an in-car camera. I thought maybe you were doing something funny in the cockpit, so I'd swap somebody in the back, and then I'd swap over to you, see if you were trying to do it off broadcast to try to catch you doing some sort of weird shifting thing. But it was incredible, man. I mean, half a second there on those old tires, and you were able to get it done. So I was trying to find maybe what you were doing, because it was really, really impressive. But anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Yeah, I would say too, for those looking, I mean, Maconi Setup Shop's one of my sponsors. They have a fixed league or a fixed race kind of tutorial for each track. So I think the one that was on YouTube now is like, in the daytime, 3 months old, but it's still relevant. I use that exact brake package, change the brake bias a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I would do, right? Like look for whatever advantage you can gain. If it's a brake package thing, if it's a line, if it's whatever, because the fixed setups are not like the open setups. The way I drive the open car is my braking zone's not the same for this track specifically. So,
well, tell me this. I mean, I raced with you on the trucks on Thursday night, and I think you're good, but you're not 14.5 second good on Thursday night. So tell me what the next gen car, though. It seems like the next gen car fits your driving style. What is it about this particular car that really fits what you do?
Yeah, I struggle. That's why I run the truck series with you guys. I mean, I struggle in the truck. The truck is not the same. It's a friggin' snowplow. Well,
let me be clear. I'm going to interrupt you again. But let me be clear. You're not bad. I wasn't saying that, but it's not like you are in this next gen car. That's what I meant. I didn't want to. Definitely no offense.
No, I understand. There. No, and I really do. I struggle with the truck, and I think the weight transfer of this car fits my driving style. You have more horsepower to work with, so this car is a little bit more forgiving, but it's a very fine line. With the truck, just the overall tire heat with the truck is just you make one lap mistake. I mean, give a track like Texas or New Hampshire or whatever, you plow the corner one time, like it's kind of like this track, I guess, the short track, but that tire heat, the truck just hates it. And so I struggle with that. Not to mention everything's a drafting track. So there's no real advantage, right? I mean, with this car, you can drive it in deeper. The tires are wider. There's more grip. There's just different characteristics. But with the truck, you can totally blow a corner and be chasing down the guy in front of you on the straightaway, right? Because they gain all that time back, or at least part of it. And then if they beat you in the next corner, well, now they're closer on the next straightaway. So, and you can pick a drafting partner at any track, right? Look at Michigan. That was a everybody was dipping and darting all over the racetrack.
Yeah.
You could smoke them in 3 and 4, but coming off the corner, if somebody picks a different dancing partner, you're gonna get hung out to dry. So that's to me, that's the differences in the car. I mean, so
Well, I mean, great insight for sure, and some great advice there for those looking to get better at the next gen cars. They are a different animal, and tonight we kind of saw how different they can be, even on a fixed setup. Just impressive to see how well you were able to run there, especially towards the end of that run. So, man, congratulations on another win. That's your third win on the season here in the Crusin Classics Next Gen Series. And as always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout-outs?
yeah, today Yugiri Ramen Project, the sponsor of my car, is celebrating 1 year. So congratulations to them. I want to thank all my family and stuff that supports me and watches the stream. And thank CrossFit Catawba Valley and definitely Maconi Setup Shop. If you're looking for some tutorial videos and other things and setups, give them a look up on Facebook or their website.
All right. Well, there you have it. Your winner here tonight, Brandon Evans, kicking everybody's butt and showing why he is the man to beat here in this series. So we're going to call it quits, man. That was a great one. Everybody did a great job. Had some spins early, but we were able to get that thing back rolling. Had some really nice green flag runs. So congratulations again to all the top three, everybody in the field tonight did a great job. And want to thank our sponsors, of course, Goat Locker, the Next Gen Series, and Veterans for Life Foundation, Jam Printing and Promotions, and the title sponsor for the Next Gen Series, Crusin Classics. All of our sponsors, man, make a huge deal. I want to thank Adam Baker, Bradley Cooper, and all those at V-Speed for what they do. And, yeah, thank y'all very much for watching. We'll get out of here, and we'll see y'all next week as we take on Las Vegas, which ought to be a lot of fun. So come on out and see that next week. And we'll see if anybody can maybe take a win away from Brandon here. As he's just been pretty incredible. But all right, guys, well, y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all next time.